Emotions.
Damn you.
Another really cool aspect is the research side of things, because it's not, St. Jude is not just taking these kids and treating them. They're actively working to improve these treatments and find cures. And they've done so much to improve survival rates for kids with various types of cancers and other rare illnesses. You know, one thing that you'll see on the tour, or what I got to do this year, was see like where they make the vaccines, and they.
That's right.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was really, really cool to see that side of things, and to realize like St. Jude has done a tremendous amount to actually make progress towards treatments and cures for cancer. Like, and that research gets put out for anyone to use publicly and freely. So it's not
Open
just
source.
right. So it's not just about treating the kids that come in, but it's about changing the future and making cancer a thing of the past. And St. Jude is leading the way in that, which is super cool.
To that point, the thing that always struck me the hardest, once I actually figured it out, is that they're trying to work themselves out of a job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else who's doing that in the world, who's trying to work themselves out of a job. They want to destroy cancer, and if they do, they won't be employed at destroying cancer anymore, right? That's part of the whole point.
Yeah.
Think about that. That is, oh God,
Amazing.
it gets me every time.
Yeah, the whole like we would want to see this place to become a museum. That's what they want.
Yeah,
they want to be a museum. Ugh.
Yeah.
I bet they could find another epidemic to work on.
I'm sure there's something else. Yes.
And they will, and they do,
Yeah.
right? Because it's not just about cancer.
It's not just about cancer,
What someone was saying in chat about the bubble boy disease.
Yeah,
And sickle cell anemia previously was another one that they started tackling too.
Yeah.
Because of the research. The research is massive.
Well, because like what they were saying when we went to visit the GMP, it's not really the cancer that kills a lot of these kids. It's the diseases that come because their immune system is so low. So, you know, we got to see the process of them making vaccines and everything, and just, you know, a lot of the science went above my head, but I was like, science is being done here. I mean, you guys might be able to explain. I don't really have a very strong background in this, so I was like, yes, science is being done.
I love hearing about that, because when people were saying it, I just kind of pictured like a lab scene in Jurassic Park with like
The machines.
pulling out the vials and things, you know?
Doing the science.
Look at all the science being done.
And I know Banzai wanted to talk about this. One of the things that they talked about with us, which was really cool, is an announcement they made a few months ago, pairing up with the World Health Organization. Banzai, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so basically, over the past like few years that they've been doing it, they've been starting an initiative to not just help kids in the United States. They're trying to make it a global initiative to bring healthcare to those kids who otherwise wouldn't get diagnosed. I was like 177,000 kids around the world don't even get diagnosed with what they actually have. And so they're just left. They're like I guess the word would be the abandoned children that just fall through the cracks. And this being from somebody who comes from like parents who are like my grandparents, they weren't born in the United States. They earned their citizenship here. And just, you know, having that opportunity to help like all of these people that in other circumstances wouldn't have, like, you know, kids that survive. Like, for example, one of my grandpas, 1 out of 18, but only half of them survived their childhood because of various different diseases and stuff. And so this means a lot to me. It's taking back all that lost potential, all those lost lives around the world for somebody to become the next Mandela, you know, to, you know, help the world become more Star Trek. I want to live in Star Trek.
100%. I could not agree more. I was surprised by how low that number was that they said I can say that number, right? The number they said they needed to launch that global thing. It was 15 million.
Yeah.
It was 15 million. And I was like, that's it?
Yeah,
like
that's it. I'm
We're going to cure cancer worldwide on $15 million? What is going on?
Yeah. It's crazy low. I would be like at least a couple billion, please.
Yeah,
I know.
This is such a small number.
Yeah, and what Bonsai was saying, it's a lot of it's not. They just don't have the means. These hospitals around the world to do it, right? They don't have the education. Right. They don't have a space or the technology or the medicine or even transportation to get to the hospitals in these
that's an interesting
developing countries.
Right.
Yeah,
a lot of infrastructure stuff just by
it's
itself.
the logistics.
Yeah, just like being able to take your kid to a hospital is something that a lot of us take for granted, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, if like people are just like, if you could just, you know, a lot of people even give away their children for a better life to know that, hey, at least they can at least see a doctor. They can, you know, they might not be with me, but I know that they have a chance to survive because of this. And just like keeping that together, that, you know, you don't have to see like it. That's what I mean. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. It's just, it's just like, it's like a lot of people don't get that. Like a lot of people don't have that opportunity. And I can see it with various, like, you know, distant family members, you know, they have to travel and stay with us in some kind of way because they don't have, like, hospitals are not that good in certain areas. So I have family members like coming over from the Philippines and stuff like that to like get treatment here in the United States. So we have them claim our residency